I will show you how Tuta looks, or because so many farmers have been confusing Tuta and leaf miner. When it comes to leaf miner, it's more different with the Tuta Absoluta. If you may look in our plants, one of the things that I will show you, this is how Tuta looks. Very well, it's very tiny and it's more big than Tuta leaf miner. This Tuta Absoluta, I don't know whether we can get a one which has a leaf miner, so that we can show you the difference between a tutor and a reef miner. So for us, we have a spray program that we, by the time we transplant or by the time our seeds are simply from the nurseries, we have a spray program because tutor or reef miner will start with it on the nurseries. In our nurseries, you will notice that there is no reef miner or tutor absolute, because we have ensured that every spray program that we do or the chemicals that we are doing, they correct, because not every chemical that can wipe out tutor or can wipe out the reef miners. Remember, in this business, you have to be very, 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 very keen when it comes to matters of chemicals. There is some chemicals, even us as agronomists, we will tell you, basically because we want to make money out of it. Especially when it comes to the side of agronomists. You as a farmer, I may tell you this, from the agronomic part of us, most of us will come to your farm and tell you what you need to hear from us, or what most of us we are sales agronomists. But then a few of us, you'll find that they will go up to the end. At least they wear the shoe of the farmer to know what basically is the challenge on the farm. So for us, we have we have developed a very good program, as you can see in our field. Tuta absoluta is not that much. Then there is other kind of pests. If you may look very well on this field, you may find some white flies here and there. But then that one for white flies, remember, white flies can be very, 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 very challenging when it comes to now the sap of the plant. Remember, white flies do suck the sap. Remember now, when it comes to leaves, they are the key, or they are the heart of the farm, or the heart of that plant. When the sap is withdrawn from the leaves, you will have poor leaves, and even the vegetative part of it to be very, very, very poor. Also remember, in the challenges, or in the category of pests, we have other things like spider mites, of which in our field we have zero spider mites, as you can see. There is no cases of spider mite. But then for those who don't know what spider mites may look like, you may find some inside your tomatoes, or your capsicum, or the family of Solanaceae for the tomatoes. You may find a lot of webs in your farm. If you are not keen, that may be one sign of a red spider mite. Also, when you want to know if you have a red spider mite on your farm, you can just check on under the leaf. Like in our case here, you can see our leaf is very, 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 very clean. And you can see when it comes to mitigation of red spider mites, we don't have any on our field. Then the other pests that you can find in tomatoes, you will find there are thrips. Most of the farmers, they don't know, they confuse thrips with spider mites, because both of them, they have the same category of getting the sap from the plant. So you find that now thrips and spider mites, they how they get the sap from the plant, they use the same mode. So most of the thrips in this farm, we don't have there is very, very, very rare cases of thrips. Remember that in our farm, scouting is every day. Scouting should be done every single day. We say, and all I say myself, you should befriend your farm. Every time you are on the farm, you should now be very, very, very. Your crop should be the next friend that can come to your farm. Remember, and also when it comes to pests, we have so many pests that they are on the same group. You find that like the thrips, the spider mites, also the white flies, or they have the same mode of feeding from the crop. So you find that even the chemical or the active ingredient that you will use to now control the tuta or those kind of insects or those pests, it should be on the same category. Also, even these chemicals, you find that you only find that only one which caters for maybe spider mites or maybe thrips. You as a farmer, you should consider every chemical that you're having on the farm. It should have at least two or three pests that it will cover, or basically the active ingredients that it will cover the whole like 3 4 pests on the farm. Also, when it comes now to the side of chemical, not every when it comes now even branding, you as a farmer, you need to know one thing. It's not the brand that now kills or the brand that controls the pest. You may have seen maybe online or even farmers who are talking out there. They have been saying a specific brand or a specific brand from a specific company. It's the one which is doing well. Now you as a farmer, you need to know, why is this brand? Which active ingredient does it have? Or which at what rate is these molecules in these active ingredients is being are there in that molecule. So you have to have at least a chemical with 2 or 3 molecules in it so that it can cater your farm needs. Now, I guess that are some of the few challenges that you can find on the sector of the pests and pest and any predator that you can find on the farm. Also, I can show you one thing. Maybe this one most of the farmers have not seen. Maybe in our field there is some few fruits that you find that they are being eaten.
Yes.
Yeah, they are being eaten by some of the farm predators we have around. Notice that when you have so much bushy areas or bushy fields of tomatoes, the first thing is rodents. They do have that urge to eat your produce. Most of the farmers has gone through, and then even I've been receiving even some questions on this issue of, now you find that you harvest a fruit and then part of it it's eaten. You maybe mmekuwa mkishindwa what's going on with these kind of fruits. It's some of them, they are rabbits. They are rabbits which are consuming even tomatoes. You go to even fields of cabbages, they are consuming them. Capsicum still the same. And also the biggest now challenges in tomatoes, rodents, rabbits, and also some when it's mostly dry season and your area, it's maybe the neighboring area, it's around a bush or thickets or shrubs even. You can find that most of the birds, there is a specific breed of birds that they have been eating these tomatoes. Now from there we go to the diseases that attack now the tomato plants. In our case, you may have seen that we have a few cases of red blight, as you can see. These are some of the few things you should observe as a farmer. Now, when it comes to cases of red blight and early blight, you find that red blight is the unaamka today, you wake up and then you find that the whole produce in your farm is like it's brackish, or you find that even the leaves, you can't even take even a single thing from that farm. It's totally wiped out. So from there, you have to be very, very, very cautious about red blight. And also when it comes to early blight and how to notice red blight, you find that red blight, it doesn't have a specific sign. It just occurs pop. You see? So you, like most of the farmers in our page, you find that they have been asking, why is that today we woke up and then the tomatoes, we have find that the whole field is wiped out. So you find that it's that one is red blight. Most of the farmers do confuse between late blight and early blight. When it comes to early blight, these are some of the signs that you will see. So here I'll show you a few of them. So this is how red bright basically comes in. So you find that red bright will start from the main leaves or the first few leaves of the plant, and then coming upwards. So you find that if you don't mitigate now, if you don't control the area bright, this can also be a very key read to cause of your red bright. It also accelerates the rate at which now red bright can hit you on your plants. So for farmers who are willing to join this kind of farming, these tomato fields, please kindly, I can request you, if you want to join this kind of farming, first get the knowledge and then see it practically, because most of us, we are just going and then jumping on the fields. Then at the later of the day, we come up with these sayings that we say farming is not paying. For us, we have seen farming in this farm. You can notice that farming, we can say farming it's paying, basically because we know whatever. For us, we take every plant or every crop as a business. So we have befriended our crops, and then we have been checking very closely on the plants. So that's basically one of the things. Also, when it comes to fruits, we have seen cases of sun scalding. So you find that a fruit, maybe I can show you with this. Just I can show with you with this. So you find that this kind of fruits, this one was a branch which was just broken, maybe because it was the harvesting. So this is how sun scalding happens. So this one, you will find that most of your field, or the sun or your tomato, is experiencing high rate of sunlight maybe during the day, and you find that now the part which is just adjacent to the sun, it's so much scorched. The moisture content in the tomato, yeah, you find that even the rate of, like in our place here, it's very dry. So it's like, we can say it's a very semi desert. So you find that this one, it's due to the sun or due to the high heat that we are finding. But then we are keeping it very much regulated, because we have a drip irrigation system that we have already. We have installed our drip installation. For those of you who don't know how the drips work, this is the drip, and then you can have different sizes on your farm. We have the 30 centimeters, and then the 30 centimeters is from one emitter to another. We have 20 centimeters, one emitter to another. And also we have 15 centimeters emitters that drips. So in this case, ours is we have just used 20 centimeters drips. And then from there, now that one works very well. Our tomatoes, we do irrigate them thrice in a week. And then we ensure that the moisture content in the soil, it's well enough to maintain our crop. So basically, those are the some of the pesticide or the not pest and diseases that you can find. Also, we have cases of blossom entrant in tomatoes. Luckily, in our field, we have ensured we don't have any kind of that case of blossom entrant. So that one is basically brought about. It can be brought about by too much high nitrogen during the vegetative growth, or inadequate calcium in the soil, or even less water, less moisture in the soil. So that's something you can regulate. So these few things I've talked about, farmers, you can be able to do away with them if only you take your tomato business or any other crop business as a business,